Nowadays it feels like all the remaining staff of Psyonix are too busy playing mini golf at Tim Sweeney's place rather than actually paying attention to see how the community is feeling. And I'll admit it, when I saw all these complaints about the ranking system recently, I would always subtly cringe and dismiss to myself, skill issue. But turns out, when you watch these videos, these people are actually completely right. The system is kind of broken. Today we're going to see exactly why that is, and by the way, let's not use this video as a coping mechanism to explain why we're doing badly in ranked. Instead, it's more of an honest opinion to see what's going on. So let me explain. Now I'm going to talk about something that I like to call the Sardine Can effect. And to look at this, we need to look at this graph of Rocket League's rank distribution. There's two glaringly obvious things that come to mind. Number one, how on this marvelous green earth are there so many low diamonds in this game? That rank is practically as packed as a sardine can, but times that by 1,000,000. And number two, why on earth is the number of champ 1s practically the same number as the amount of plat 3s in this game? I'm not even joking. So what strats? We have a little bit of congestion, low diamond and champ 1. What's the big deal anyways? Well, to put it simply, there's a hilarious amount of people in those ranks which are consistently getting overranked or underranked after they've done their placements. This already begins skewing the ranking system very early on in seasons, especially with the amount of people which get their entire ranking placements completely reset. But once again, strats, is it really that bad that many people in low ranks such as plat 3 are being forced to play with plat 1s or with a diamond 2? Well, yes, it's actually kind of a bad experience for people trying to climb out of such a difficult rank. Now the MMR system apparently takes care of this and makes sure to not allow many cases of people getting underranked or overranked. We even had an update to the matchmaking system in order to take care of this specifically. Now, did it take care of this? Probably not to the extent that some might have expected. This once again means that nowadays, your typical Diamond 1 lobby consists of people who are consistent mid-plat players, or Diamond 2s which have been sucked into the brain drain that we call Diamond 1. I'll talk about this more later. As for the champ 1s in this game, believe me, it feels more like an extension of a diamond rather than its own rank in the system. Once again, because of the fact that the MMR system is the way it is and resets every season, it means that the problem is only emphasized, which is why the congestion in the ranking system is really building up every single season until it kind of pops and we have chaos once again on the starting new seasons. It's a little bit like holding in a fart. You don't want to actually hold it in too long, otherwise you may lead to some chaos down below. Smurfing, smurfing, smurfing. Yes, we need to talk about smurfing. It's one of those issues that, as I've talked about before, got swept under the rug and almost forgotten about. Now don't worry, around here we don't forget. And I really sympathize with all my fellow diamonds because despite some steps taken to prevent smurfing, it's not exactly made up people a lot happier. In fact, a lot of smurf accounts still exist even after that smurf crackdown from Psyonix happened. And I think the most frustrating thing for people is that loads of reports that are made about people smurfing, or let's just say griefing, are never followed up on and responded to, meaning that these terrifying accounts don't get banned. See, that's my issue. Not even the fact that there's smurfs in this game, because regardless of how much verification you add, such as full verification or an even higher level threshold, I guess to some extent there will always be smurfs. But to me the annoying thing is the lack of action or even any form of communication to the community from Psyonix in this situation. Yes, in this video Psyonix are probably going to catch most of the strays, as it's not actually Epic who are involved with the day-to-day running of the game itself. Nope, it's Psyonix. And of course I can accept that they've been kind of underfunded or there's been cuts, I can see that. Now admittedly smurfing has been dragged through the mud as a topic, with a lot of people dismissing it or just saying that people could just be paranoid. Take this as someone who's played online chess for a while. It's scary with chess because you don't know if someone's fluking amazing moves, or they're using a chess engine, or they're on an alt to beat you. But that's a thing in all online games, and I think it's important that Psyonix treats smurfing a lot more seriously, because it puts people off playing this game and enjoying it, meaning that we lose players in the process, especially low level plat players who are just starting to understand the game more. Once again, can Psyonix do something about this? Of course, but will they do something about it in the near future? Probably not. And that's where the real problem lies for me, an overall lack of action from the guys who were the original shepherds of the game. I still have some faith that sometime down the road, near the 10th anniversary, they will decide to listen to the community on many issues such as this, and at least take action against those pesky smurfs. To some extent, this 10th anniversary hopium that I'm on is really just in the word itself, hopium. It's not exactly a realistic thing, but I do like to believe that closer to the 10th anniversary, things with Epic and Psyonix will get a little bit better and we'll start hearing more positive things about the movement or development around the game. Finally, I want to talk about the diamond vacuum effect. You know, every once in a while when you're vacuuming, you might just accidentally suck in some unnecessary things. As I mentioned in one of my previous points, if you've been paying attention, you'll realize that there's a disgustingly large amount of Diamond 1 and Diamond 2 players. This has been talked about quite a lot, so I just want to explain what I call the Diamond Vacuum Effect. It's not as sophisticated as it sounds, this is a basic point that I'm just going to explain. Very simply, one thing I've noticed with many mid-diamond players and high platinum players is that regardless of how their placements go, it seems like the game ranks an absurd amount of people in Diamond 1, especially in 3v3s. Were you Diamond 2 Div 2 last season and did you have a positive record with your placements? Well, here's Diamond 1 Div 3. Oh hello Plat 3 Div 2 player last season. Did you have a mediocre record in your placement matches? Well, here's Diamond 1 Div 3. Alright, maybe it's not always the case, it goes exactly like that, but just judging with how many people are complaining about placements or how much people just get ranked bang right in the middle of Diamond 1, disregarding how badly or well they did in their placements, I'd say we have a problem, and that is Diamond 1. Part of the problem is the fact that the game doesn't really take into account how well you perform, and the fact that it doesn't have a more advanced ranking system to measure and to take into account how frequently you score, assist, save, touch the ball, etc. I know that isn't a perfect metric by any means, but it would go a long way in order to move people who are being placed unnecessarily in low diamond. The reason why I'm picking on lower diamonds here is because you'll be surprised to see the variation of skill in this rank, which in my opinion, judging from the gameplay I see from in there, I'd say it needs a fresh reboot. There are simply too many overranked or underranked people hovering in low diamond and simply occupying space in this vacuum bag. Believe me, even in Champ 1 and Champ 2 this is also a present issue. I can tell you this from my personal experience. Okay, maybe not as bad as it is in Diamond 1 and Diamond 2 lobbies, but yeah, it's still pretty hardcore. So one of my main wishes for 2025 was that we finally will see Psyonix addressing the ranking system once again, but this time with a little more conviction than we saw before. So if for some ridiculous reason Psyonix are listening to me right now, all I have to say is guys, come on, stop slipping, listen to the community for once. You used to do that quite a lot, not anymore, please. This is just one of those things that I really believe if it gets solved, that we'll see a lot more positive things coming after this, because the ranking system is one of those niche things within a game that has to be, looked at a lot more carefully if it means to promote the game in a good light to people who are competitive. So until we see some big updates, just stay on that hopium, enjoy the game as much as you can, and just sit back, relax. It's a game after all. There's no need to be stressing out about the ranking system. We do know it's kind of broken, as I've talked about in this video of course, but above all, try and enjoy the game. And now that I'm done editing this video, I just want to say a huge thank you to all of you guys who are watching and supporting the channel consistently. I know you guys, I see you guys in the comments, really appreciative of that. And above all, have a great day or night, wherever you are. And hopefully, I'll see you next time. Check out the Discord.